Think you have everything you need for your upcoming Disney World trip? Well, we've got the list of the things you aren't thinking about and the kind of weird things you wouldn't expect to need coming up right now on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. You need to buy your tickets and pack a good pair of shoes, but do you have sharpies and ziploc bags or pennies packed in your suitcase? No? Then stay tuned because we're going over all the things you can't be without at Disney World, and I guarantee there are a few you've never come across before on this list. Number 1 is that sign for your stroller. There are hundreds or probably thousands of strollers all over Disney World. You've never seen so many strollers in the same place at the same time. And you have to put your stroller in a stroller parking area pretty often when you go on rides and into certain pavilions, into a restaurant. And when you come out, you want to be able to just find your stroller fast and keep moving. So add a sign, a bandana, or ribbon, or buy a balloon to attach to your stroller to help you find it much more easily. Now keep in mind, you can't have balloons in Animal Kingdom, so you'll need a different marker for those days if you go that balloon route. Also remember to bring a rain cover for your stroller. It'll rain when you're least expecting it. It's happened to me a million times, and you don't want to have to run to cover your stroller, or much worse, have your stroller be completely sopping wet and basically a pool when you come outside. So anytime you go in somewhere, cover that thing up, but bring a towel just in case you forget. Number 2, bring your list of outdoor dining locations. Outdoor dining is generally considered safer than dining inside a restaurant right now. But even if you're traveling later in 2021 and just want to enjoy some alfresco dining, it's a good idea to have a list of the locations that offer outdoor dining on hand. We have a post over on DisneyFoodBlog.com with a list of all the outdoor dining locations in Disney World right now, so you don't need to do any of the legwork. All the info is right there, and you can print out a copy to keep on hand during your trip. We also have a list of the best outdoor dining too, so we'll link that post below this video. All right, number 3 is that cooling towel. If you're traveling basically any time between mid-April and November, you might be dealing with some really hot Florida weather. It's always a good idea to plan some time in an air-conditioned restaurant or head back to your cool hotel room when it's hottest outside. But a cooling towel can be a big help if you're powering through those parks on a hot day. Buy that cooling towel before you head to Disney World, though, to save some cash. They do sell them in the parks. They have Mickeys all over them, but they are so expensive. Also consider picking up a Mister fan or a clip-on fan for your stroller to keep those kiddos cool. I actually have a little fan I wear around my neck. It is not the most stylish thing in the world, I will say that, but it sure does come in handy when I am just dripping sweat in the middle of the summer. Too much information? Maybe, but some of you will find it helpful. All right, number 4, those park passes. This is probably the most important thing you're going to need in Disney World in 2021, because without a park pass, you aren't getting in the parks. Once you have your tickets, you'll need to make a reservation in advance to be able to go into the parks. Just a ticket is not enough right now. This is how Disney is controlling park capacity, so we may see more park passes become available in the future, or Disney may be able to do away with the system altogether, though it does seem very much like the park pass reservation system will be in place for the foreseeable future. Now, some dates are already selling out. This is what's very, very important about getting that park pass ASAP. Magic Kingdom is completely sold out for Disney World's 50th anniversary on October 1st, but we expect big holidays and other typically busy days may start to sell out soon too. As soon as you get your tickets, start making those park pass reservations ASAP. They're free to make and you can always change them. So get them locked in and ensure you get to visit the parks on the days you want to visit them. Number 5 is those glow sticks. As it starts to get dark, those carts full of glow toys start to come out and your kids are going to go crazy and beg to have them. And you are suddenly going to be out like $50. So pack some glow sticks and light up stuff from home. Toss it in your park bag to pull out when those carts start rolling through. Maybe it'll help curb that need for a whirling, flashing toy that'll end up in a closet when you get home. Believe me, it will end up in a closet. Okay, number 6, your family all linked up on My Disney Experience. The My Disney Experience app is a pretty critical piece of your Disney trip we talk about all the time here on the channel. Now, you're going to need to use it for basically every aspect of your trip, from checking into your hotel, making dining reservations, and getting that coveted Rise of the Resistance ROTR boarding pass. Now, you want to make sure your whole family has created accounts. You can create and control accounts for your younger kids and, frankly, for your whole family. And you'll want to make sure that the main planner, that's probably you, has everyone connected on their friends friends and family list. Quote unquote, there is a friends and family list on your My Disney experience. You want to get everybody connected on there. And sometimes that means you have to send an email, and Aunt Susan doesn't know how to get her email, and nobody can figure out how to confirm Uncle Buck. That's a movie, right? John Candy. Oh, what a gem of a person. Okay. Anyway, it can be hard to get everybody locked in, especially if you wait until you get to Disney World to do it. So do it beforehand. Don't waste park time trying to get everybody on your friends and family list. Get everybody connected and on My Disney experience before you leave. Now that will let you control making plans for the whole group, meaning you can make fast passes. If fast passes come back, you can make dining reservations for everybody. And also it makes things a lot easier when you're trying to get a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance at 7 a.m. on your Hollywood Studios day, because you can just make it for everybody if they're all connected to you on My Disney experience. Now, you'll want to take care of linking everyone ahead of time. Like I said, make sure you do it ahead of time, especially since a lot of you want to plan months in advance. And in order to book those dining reservations and stuff, everybody's got to be connected to you. So just do it way in advance. Bite the bullet. Make it happen. Do it this weekend. All right, number 7 is that Nightlight. Okay, Disney World hotel rooms get dark once you have all the lights off and the curtains closed, and that happens even during the day. So bring that Nightlight. This is super important for kiddos who might be afraid of the dark, or if you just don't want to have to stumble around a really dark room when you head to the restroom in the middle of the night. Flashlights and reading lights can also be helpful if the kids go to sleep before you, because some of those rooms don't have bedside lights. They only have like one big light over the bed, and that's pretty much the light for the whole room. And so if your kids are going to sleep before you are, it's going to be really helpful to be able to turn off that big light and just have a little night light for you to read by or whatever until you go to bed. But listen, you're not going to be the first parent sitting in the bathtub reading, because that happens all the time. Like, no water in it, just sitting in the bathtub, because that's where the light is. Anybody else do that? Just me? No? Okay. All right, number 8. MagicBands. Now this one's a little controversial, right? MagicBands don't automatically come with your Disney hotel reservation anymore. And I guess technically you don't need them because they're going to be making your smartphone do all the stuff MagicBands do. But you may still want to purchase one. Hotel guests can get a discount on a new one, or you can always bring one from a previous trip, or you can buy one on Amazon or Disney Store or something like that and use that one. These are convenient. MagicBands serve as your room key, park ticket. You can charge purchases to your room just by tapping that bracelet. And they link up all the photos taken in the parks and on your rides to your My Disney Experience account automatically. So that's why you might still want to use one, because they're just so convenient, and a lot of people don't really know how to use all that functionality on the smartphone yet. Some of it's not even there yet. So if you buy a MagicBand that's connected to your resort reservation, you'll get info on buying one in your My Disney Experience account or via email. That band will automatically connect to your account, but you can buy them elsewhere and connect them for yourself. Now, you can buy MagicBands on Shop Disney or Amazon if you're looking for a specific design, and sometimes those can be a lot cheaper. And when you buy one of those, you'll need to connect it yourself, which you can do by opening your My Disney Experience account, then MagicBands and cards, where you can link a new MagicBand by adding the code that appears on the back of the band. All right, number 9 is those Skimmie shorts, or skim shorts, or Spanx, or whatever you want to call them. Not everyone will need these in their suitcase. I totally own that. But if you're wearing a dress or a skirt, these shorts are a godsend. Now, these are slip shorts, and they're basically just real thin spandex shorts. Some can have that girdle quality if necessary, like Spanx, but you don't have to buy those. Some are just real thin shorts that you wear under your skirt or your dress, and they make walking around all day in the hot Florida weather a little more comfortable. And sometimes if you have a Marilyn Monroe moment, then, they keep you modest, right? Okay. Now, also consider bringing a chafing stick to help reduce that friction. Now, that can be anywhere. That can be your thighs, that can be your arms. There's lots of places you can get friction that you didn't even realize you had friction before you go to Florida. Now, you're going to be walking a lot. Even if this isn't a problem you deal with regularly, it could happen in Disney World, and it's not fun. Other good places to use those chafing sticks are your shoes or your sandals. Those can really help you avoid blisters as well. Now, I really like Body Glide. We have other members of our team who use MegaBabe. There's lots of different types of chafing sticks out there. I'm just keeping it real here, y'all. Just keeping it real. All right, number 10 is a portable charger. You're gonna need to use your phone for a lot of things, and you're gonna wanna have your camera handy to capture all those memorable moments, all that magic on your vacation. So you don't wanna pull out that phone and see you only have 10% battery left and 4 hours to go before you're headed back to the hotel. So bring a portable charger or two to make sure that phone stays charged all day long. Now, there are fuel rod kiosks around Disney World. Once you buy one, you can swap it out anytime for a fully charged fuel rod portable charger, but it's gonna cost you $3 to swap unless you bought into the program years ago. It may not be the best deal at the moment, but always good to remember if you're in a pinch. Though you can find outlets and charging stations around the parks if you have some time to plug in. But you always want to bring that charger cable with you just in case. Now, I bring along with me a couple of lipstick chargers. Those are little tiny cylindrical chargers that look like tubes of lipstick, basically. And those are usually good for at least a half a phone charge, sometimes a full phone charge. And they're really, really light and easy to carry around. Or you can bring one of those big old Anchor, huge, well, not necessarily huge, they're about the size of your hand. You probably won't have to recharge that thing through the whole trip. That will charge your phone continuously as many days as you're in the parks for the whole week. And those are real easy to pick up on Amazon. Just make sure they're fully charged before you leave, and they should be good to go. All right, number 11, knowing where to find the characters you want to see. Okay, characters are real weird right now. There are no character meet and greets, no published schedules of where to find your favorite characters in the park, so it's kind of up to chance if you will definitely see them. It's like the old school Disneyland days. Now, cavalcades are the easiest place to spot characters. They're cruising through each of the parks. Those are those mini parades that happen kind of like all the time, so you'll just need to keep an eye out for those passing by. You'll also see plenty of socially distanced characters in Epcot and Magic Kingdom on stages, balconies, behind fenced areas like Princess Fairy Tale Hall in Magic Kingdom or by the Imagination Pavilion in Epcot. Now, when things get a little more normal again and character meals and meet and greets return, our friends over at All Ears have a handy tool to help you find all your favorite characters. We'll link it below in this video. But in the meantime, at DFB, we've got lists of all the cavalcades. You can find out which characters are where and plan ahead. All right, number 12 is pennies. If you're looking for a unique, low-cost souvenir, pressed pennies could be it. Now, you may not actually bring your own pennies, as Disney has upgraded a lot of their pressed penny machines, so you can pay with a credit card and the machine supplies a penny for you, but that might not be as fun as the old crank machines. And you'll still find a few old-school pressed penny machines around the park, so keep a few shiny new pennies in your bag, just in case. Number 13, things to do while waiting in line. This is like old school, like 80s Disney planning, y'all. With no fast pass and lines for rides getting longer and longer, you're going to want to plan ahead for keeping your family entertained. There are games in the Play Disney Parks app created by Disney that are location-based and you can win little badges and stuff. We also love game apps like Heads Up or other Disney trivia games. Remember to always maintain social distancing in line, stay on your sticker, please, and be conscious of others in line who might not want to hear the audio on that YouTube video your kid is watching, so bring some headphones. But parents, this is a good opportunity to kind of hold back on some of those iPad games that your kids have been wanting. Maybe wait and give them to them when you finally have to wait in a really long line or something like that. Or it's always fun to go old school, play I Spy, play memory games, all kinds of cool stuff to do. Just plan ahead. All right, number 14, first aid kit. Now, you can get Band-Aids, OTC meds like Advil or something for an upset stomach in the parks at First Aid. They're totally free, but it might be easier to keep a few in your bag or in your hotel room just in case. Pack a mini first aid kit in your suitcase. Maybe even toss in some moleskin. I always have moleskin with me when I'm at Disney World. It doesn't matter how many times you go, you never know when you're gonna get one of those blisters. Or bring an ace bandage if you're prone to sore ankles. You can buy a lot of those things in your resort gift shop with a super high price tag or order delivery from a pharmacy or Target, but it's always easier to just have those on hand and they shouldn't take up too much room in your bag. Number 15, of course, is masks. You will still need to wear a mask in Disney World through most, if not all, of 2021. This is your PSA to bring lots of different kinds of masks. Not all masks are comfortable for wearing all day long. Some get too hot, some irritate your ears, and if any of them get wet, they're pretty much useless, let alone super uncomfortable. So bring plenty of backup masks for the whole family and carry a few with you when you're in the park so you can swap them out when you need to, and be sure to practice wearing them at home before your trip. Wear them for a few hours around the house so you know if you need to adjust ear loops so you're not fussing with that mask when you're actually wearing it out in public. Now, what I ended up doing after my first trip to Disney World last year, I'm not sure if I told you guys this on the channel yet or not. I bought a bunch of like mask extender elastic because apparently I have a giant face. And so So I had to sort of extend some of the loops on my masks just to have a little bit more comfort, and they were perfect on the next trip. And of course, I had those little adjusting little bead thingies on there so that after realizing that they were too tight on the first trip, I was able to have a perfectly comfortable, great second trip after having adjusted them a little bit. You can get that stuff on Amazon. It's really, really cheap. And I can't sew worth anything, so I literally just tied knots with them on there. It's not hard. Now, like I said, bring a few different types of masks. Cotton ones could be comfortable, but maybe a little too heavy for summer in Florida once it starts soaking up all your sweat. But disposable masks might have ear straps that get annoying after a few hours, and disposable masks really don't soak up sweat at all, so you may just be in your own little, swamp zone in a disposable mask, so sometimes you want those cotton ones to soak up some of the sweat. I know, this is so fun, the things we talk about here on this channel, right? So be sure to have options on hand. All right, number 16 are those Ziploc bags. I don't care if they're really Ziplocs. I don't care if they're store brand, but we're always talking about having those along. I use them for so much when I'm on my trips. I use them to separate things out in my suitcase. I use them to put stuff in when I'm riding water rides, like a phone or a camera, things that I really, really, really don't want to get wet. I use them to hold wet ponchos, wet umbrellas in my bag after the rain stops. And I use them to hold toiletries that have been opened and might burst open on the plane on the way home. I always put them in a Ziploc bag. So I'm always bringing like 20 Ziplocs with me when I go to Disney World because I want to make sure that anything that needs to be kept protected can be. I just keep them in my suitcase and I just reuse them. So yeah, all different sizes. Usually though, I go with the freezer bag, like the gallon freezer bags, because those are real thick and they don't break easily. I can reuse them multiple times. So those work really, really well. All right, number 17 is earplugs. Now, these are good for kids during fireworks shows or adults during fireworks shows, or if your neighbors are loud around your room when you're trying to sleep. Now, you're going to have excited kiddos running by your room at 6 a.m. on their way to breakfast with Mickey, and they will be very, very loud. They will literally run. Run. So come prepared with earplugs or a white noise machine if you want your kids to sleep a little bit later, or if you want to sleep a little bit later. By the way, the white noise machine is also really, really helpful if you have a napper or if you like to nap, because if you're anywhere near the pool, to be frank, people going back and forth in the hallway outside your room are still going to be really loud in the middle of the day. So if you nap or if one of your kids naps still, then bring that white noise machine. It will really, really help. All right, number 18 is a transportation plan. Things are still a little wonky when it comes to transportation in Disney World. Buses are running between the parks and resorts, most boats are running now, and the Skyliner is operational, but capacity is super limited, so you may end up waiting a bit longer to get on those modes of transportation to get where you need to go. The monorail is still seeing some pretty major impacts. The Epcot line hasn't reopened yet, and the Polynesian Village Resort monorail station is closed while the lobby and entrance of the resort are under construction. Disney's Lyft partnership, minivans, still aren't running, though you can get a regular Lyft or Uber if you want a more direct route somewhere and you're willing to pay to save yourself some time. You may want to consider renting a car if you want to guarantee a faster way to get around. Just remember that you'll need to pay for parking at the hotels for every night of your trip. So that's $15 at value resorts, $20 at moderate resorts, and $25 at deluxe resorts per night. All right, number 19 is Sharpies. This one is mostly for when character meet and greets come back, but we are hoping that happens sometime this year, so we wanted to include it on the list. Smaller pens are harder for Mickey to hold, and you definitely want to get that autograph when you meet him, so pack a Sharpie in your park bag. Other things Sharpies are good for: marking your name on your new souvenirs, marking your name on your kids' clothes, marking your name on your poncho, making sure that if you lose something, people can still find you. Put your name and your phone number so that they can call you if they can find it for lost and found. Number 20 is a really good park bag. So give some thought to the bag you're going to carry all your stuff in. Pick something you can keep organized. This makes going through security easier and just simplifies things when you need to pull something out of your bag on the fly. Make sure that bag is comfortable to carry around all day. Don't overpack it or make it super heavy unless you can store it in a stroller, or you'll regret bringing it into the park. Think about what you need to have with you in the parks and try to pare things down to just the necessities. Now, I always carry a camera bag because it hangs right at my side and it's real easy to grab things out of. Something that's really, really important for me that I've found is that I'm able to grab my phone very quickly, and then I'm able to grab my water bottle really quickly. So right now with my bag, my water bottle is just a quick reach down. I don't have to take my bag off to grab it or anything like that. And same thing with my phone. It's right on the outside pocket of the bag, so it's real easy to grab. Now, I do have a really, really cool backpack too. You might want to look for this that has a hidden pocket on the back, and that's where I tend to put my wallet and anything else that's really important. And because it's flush against your back, it's very hard for anybody to kind of get to it or access it. And even if they did see it, it's very hard to actually see that there's a pocket there. So those kinds of things are pretty handy and give you a little peace of mind too. Now, number 21 is, of course, the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. You didn't think I was going to mention it in this video, did you? Overwhelmed by all the planning that goes into a Disney World trip, that's why we're here. We have so many videos and articles to keep you up to date on all the latest news and planning tips and advice. But if you're looking for some super in-depth planning help when it comes to budgeting for food in Disney World, picking those restaurants that are perfect for your family, and finding the best snacks in the parks, then grab that copy of the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. You guys, it is such a good book. Really, it is so, so good. Every time I look at it, every time I read through it, I'm just like, there's so much information in here. It's 700 pages, all of our expert Disney World knowledge, reviews of every single restaurant, budgeting tips, worksheets to help you manage all the dining on your vacation. And just head to dfbstore.com to get that guide or any of our snack guides or bundles. And don't forget to use code YouTube for a discount. Now remember, these come with a full money back guarantee. If it's not for you, we have a really, really, really nice customer service person who just gives you your money back if you don't like it. Easy peasy. And no questions asked. We don't even ask you why you didn't like it. You can tell us if you want, but we don't ask you. We just refund your money. So it's real easy. There's no risk, but a lot of people really, really love it and buy it every year and find it very, very helpful. So give it a chance. You can pick yours up over at dfbstore.com. All right, do you always pack everything on our list, or did you learn something new that just got added to your packing list? If you've got more must-have items, drop those in the comments. Everybody really benefits from reading through those. Let us know what you bring, why you bring it, and it can probably help a lot of our other viewers. We love to hear how you guys plan your trips, and we love when you share your tips. So please, please give us your advice. Thanks for listening, you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.